bye, my people, now welcome to this channel where we give now bunge update as this international lawyer from the United States, they question Prime Minister on the activities of Biafran Defense Force and about the self-referendum we Biafran Republic government the conduct and the de facto government in homeland. Now we don't get almost more than 40 million people. Make my year as Prime Minister give them answers.
Hello, thank you so much. Sir Major from America, the United States. I was wondering, in terms of what originally started the conflict, if you can give me a brief understanding of that. And then also when we're talking about numbers, obviously the Nigerian army is really big. Do you have the same amount of numbers that they do in terms of having boots on the ground?
Thank you very much, Sami Ajo. It is not about the numbers. We have over 100,000 men at this point, about 130,000 men cut across Biafra land. But it is not about the numbers. Nigeria military are infiltrated by terrorists who do not have any kind of military training, and they don't understand what is rule of engagement. So we also have our terrain. It is completely different from what Nigeria Army, their experience and what they know about. So the fight going on, or the war going on, the conflict going on in Biafra land is completely different from what they have, what the experience they have had in the past. And we purposely designed the way we fight them this time around, because we know their weaknesses and we know what they can do depending on the kind of, response we're giving to them, in our self-defense. So it is not about the number. They have the equipment, they have the weapon, but if you follow, keenly what has been happening for a few days, or a few weeks, or a few months, even for the past 5 months, you see that for the very first time in the history of Nigeria, the military hierarchy are now crying. And the only reason they are crying is because we are neutralizing them when they come to kill us. The terrain is very difficult, and we dictate how to fight them. They have been trying to make us go into conventional warfare. We don't want to go into conventional warfare. And that's why when they come to our community, they kill innocent women and children. And at the same time, we try to repel them as much as we can. But then, facing the Biafra Liberation Army, we always defeat and repel them from the air, from the land. So this is what is going on. So it's not about the number, but it's about tactics, it's about the experience, it's about also the terrain. That is what is going on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have further questions, please? If you have further questions,
no, thank you. That's all.
The opportunity.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
All right. Thank you very much.
And I can see that you are a reporter, and of course this is where some of you need to come in, because the war that is going on now between Nigeria and Biafra is not reported, and so you journalists, especially those of you in the United States, have a very good role to play. And remember that what we are fighting today is not about ourselves alone. It is about the future of America and the West. What has happened and what is going on is that the terrorists are looking for a safe haven. Not just they are looking for a safe haven, they have actually found a safe haven in northern Nigeria, in the Sahel region. And by the time their target is to take over Biafra land, and that's why when this thing is happening, hundreds of people are getting killed in other parts of Nigeria. The military are not interested in it. They are all interested in Simon Epka, because their target is to take over Biafra land, take our natural resources, refine it, make money, and sponsor terrorist attack against America and against the West. That is their target. And I did not say this. The CIA have the information. The military, the United States the defense have this information, that they are looking for a safe haven in Nigeria where they will start looking at attack against the West and America. So it is not just about Biafra. And this is what the West should understand. America should understand this. Today, you see, even though many people are supporting Hamas, the Hamas have found a safe haven in Nigeria. The Hamas leader is in Nigeria negotiating and all that. We are not against those fighting for their freedom. But in the course of your freedom, you shouldn't take the life of innocent women and children. That's what we're against. I'm not against, personally, I'm not against anybody fighting for freedom, but you must not kill innocent women and children like we see on 7th of October in Israel. Today, Nigeria embraced them. So this is the kind of thing that people should understand, that fighting for Biafra and helping Biafra, including creating awareness, in the United States and making the United States government understand that Biafra government in exile is the only legitimate government that speak and fight for the interests of Biafra people. In order to stop this terrorist upsurge in the nearest future, you must support Biafra either through your media channel and however you can do it to create awareness in the United States. So we will appreciate, and I appreciate that you come here to listen and ask this particular pertinent question. It's very important because many people do not know what is going on. And you see, the reason I'm having this space today is because of the images you may be seeing on my page. The images of very gruesome images coming is the evidence of the war that they don't want to report about. So when they see it on my page, they call me violent person, they call me criminals and all manner of names. But this is actually happening. We are also losing men. Not that we're not losing, but of course the casualty in our side is very minimal. But they are losing thousands of men every day. That's what is going on. It is unreported because they are scared of reporting it. The only thing you hear is for them to come to the TV station and radio to shout, Simon Ekpa must be repatriated. And nobody is asking the question, what is this Simon Ekpa doing? Why is Simon Ekpa so important? Why is this Simon Ekpa so important that the National Assembly of Nigeria is discussing Simon Ekpa, the Chief of Army Staff is discussing Simon Ekpa, the Chief of Defense Staff is discussing Simon Ekpa, everybody in Nigeria is discussing Simon Ekpa. Why are they discussing Simon Ekpa? Nobody is asking this question. It is because the army Simon Ekpa is commanding is neutralizing them in thousands. Every day they deploy 2,000. You know when they come, you don't know when they go. That's what is going on. And we must tell the world the truth. Thank you.
So my follow-up question, I did have one, I'm sorry, is what sort of message do you have for the American government, or what sort of direct actions do you anticipate the United States military to do? Is there a call for action? Are you asking for weaponry? Are you asking for funding to fund your war? What message do you have for America, the United States government?
The word I have for America and the United States government is to support Biafra militarily and otherwise. And because they have been there in between 1967 and 1970, when Biafra and Nigeria civil war took place, genocidal war took place, and before the end of the war, America was shifting ground. In the beginning of the war, America was supporting Britain. We know that America and Britain, they have a very special protected interest, so they support each other. But then, this is not about interest this time around. It's about, we must do the right decision to protect the future against terrorism, against, a very catastrophic situation that may befall the West and America in the nearest future. So during the War of Biafra, we understand that America was siding Nigeria was on Nigeria's side. And it was as a result of the misinformation that they are trying to bring up to the table at this point. Misinformation in the sense that there was no news report coming from Biafra land. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew except the Britain and the Nigeria government. So there was a blockade of Biafra. But of course, after the war, when we started this Biafra agitation, we begin to see declassified United States document from the Department of State, declassified document which shows that at a point, America was actually shifting and turning its back on Nigeria and coming to the Biafra side. But because Biafra did not have that information, Biafra did not have that privileged information that America was shifting ground. Because the game started changing. So, and Nigeria, who have linked to America and have more information, they begin to push for a ceasefire. And while America was shifting ground to support Biafra, they were pushing for a ceasefire because they know that America already turned their back on Nigeria. And that was why, because of lack of information and misinformation, those fighting for the leaders of Biafra then succumbed because of lack of information. Otherwise, if this war should have been sustained for the next few months, America would have come fully to support Biafra. And today, I don't think anybody who was part of supporting Nigeria back then would be very proud for what they did, because Nigeria has failed. We see where they are going today. They are supporting Islamic State. They are supporting terrorists. They are supporting Taliban. Everything that America is against is what Nigeria is supporting today. And that was what America supported in 1967. So what we are asking is, we're asking for military hardware, military support, and every support America can give. First of all, we need America to understand that this government that has its headquarters in Maryland is the only recognized government that speak for the interests of Biafra people from the old eastern region of Nigeria. Today, the Nigerian government has tried everything to stop our sit-at-home civil disobedience. The people have rejected them. The people have rejected the government, the state government. The people have rejected the federal government. They have rejected the military. They have rejected everything in Nigeria, and they obey the Biafra government in exile. And that is a referendum on its own. Sir Major, it may interest you today that now the Biafra Republic government in exile is conducting self-referendum. And today we have recorded over 40 million votes. The self-referendum that is going on has 3 stages. In the stage 1, we recorded over 30 million votes. This is the stage 2 ongoing, and we have recorded 10 million plus, which is total of 40 million votes. And the stage 3 will end on November 28. And from November 29, we are organizing Biafra Declaration of the Restoration of Independent State of Biafra Convention in Finland. It's going to be a 5-day event, and we are going to declare Biafra, the Restoration of Independent State of Biafra, on the 2nd of December from the result of this self-referendum, which Biafra people have given us their mandate. That's what we are doing. And Nigeria government in Nigeria election, they have never recorded such vote because Biafrans are not interested in voting in Nigeria election. This is the first, many people have confessed that this is the first time they have ever participated in anything voting in their life. And these people are 50 years, 60 years of age. They have never participated one day in election. But this Biafra referendum, they are participating. And we have recorded for. So we are looking at even having up to 50, 60 million votes for this self-referendum. So we have written to the United Nations. We have also informed the African Union Court in Banjul the need to recognize this particular self-referendum being conducted by Biafra Republic government in exile. If they fail to do that, after 2nd of December, calamity will befall Nigeria because we have been killed enough. We have followed every laid down principles and rules to make sure that Nigeria renegotiated again, and they are using guns or the barrels of the guns and bullets to force us into a union where you are going to be butchered, your hand cut off, your head cut off. If you don't believe in what they believe in, we say enough is enough. We were not consulted before Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914. These are problems that is very easy to resolve. So why must you force us to be what we don't want to be? This is 21st century. Civilization is everywhere. We want to live like others. We want to be part of these people that enjoy the free world. So America needs to support Biafra militarily and otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, PM. Major, thank you for coming, and I'm very sure you have gotten a lot of updates that you're going to take across to your, people over there, and the reports you will give, I'm sure, will be very transparent, and just as you have heard it on this platform from the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Please, my Minister of Communication, are you back? Let me confirm for me if you're back. Are you back? Okay.
Continue watching it. My network is not really good now. Continue.
Okay, fantastic. PM, please do well to give him a co-host so that if he's back, he will be able to handle some things from that end. And I can see someone else from here. If you're a reporter, please just raise your hands. You do us well as we will give you the microphone, just like our brother in the USA just did. We'll give you microphone immediately. You raise your hand. For those whose hands are up here, I'll begin to attend to you. 1 minute, please, as you come up. If I water, please 1 minute. Bring your question to the PM while we wait for others, especially reporters from all over the world. Come up here, or those of you that have been accusing this Prime Minister of one thing or the other, come up here and confront him. He is here for you. Thank you. If I 1 minute, please let it count. If are you there? Can you unmute yourself or no? If I is struggling, he cannot unmute himself. I am going to give you the microphone now, please. Uchenda Mbadiogo. 1 minute, please. Make it count.
Yeah, good evening, my Prime Minister. Ufosisi Meroya. Ononseru aka. Na who they knock am? If they knock am the zoo, the way we say that they cry. Continue knocking them because we are standing gidigban with you. The zoo are crying. They must free us, Biafra. Failing to do that, the zoo will turn to desert. Ọnọnso aka ị na-arụ ọrụ ndị mbụ na ndị egede ziri gị enwe onye ga-akwụsị gị maka ihe ị na-eme dị n'ọfọ. Ọ dị n'ọfọ mba ụwa
Please
ma dị
go straight
n'ọfọ.
to the point. Go straight to the point. Bring your question, please. Okay, we don't have so much time, please.
Yeah, I just want to greet my Prime Minister the way the spirit lead it. That is it. I yield my mic.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, we have our forums where we can greet the Prime Minister. Just have it in mind that we are here for a very important discourse, a very important subject. Come up with your question, 1 minute, and please, let's do this. Thank you very much. Chuku, Uku, please bring up your question, please. Unmute yourself. Chi Uku.
Yeah. Is that me? Or I don't know.
Yes, that's you.
Okay.
That's you. Chi
Okay.
Uku. No, not you, not you, Chukuma. Not you, Chukwubeze. Please unmute
Okay,
yourself. Chi Uku, please go ahead, please.
yeah, okay, Mazi Raphael. Am I being heard?
Live and direct, please. 1 minute, please.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, Mazi Simon Ekwa, my dear Prime Minister. I greet you. Okay, we think it up Abuja. That's the name I've been calling. That's the name I've been calling you. So, quick one. First of all, Musa is in love with this name called Simon because every press conference they invited him for, he must mention Simon this, Simon that. So I think he's in love with that name, Simon. That's number one. Then second one is about this. Bill Gates GMO food program that Nigerian government have accepted and put into law for them to be distributing everywhere.
Yeah, please,
So
let me interject, please. I don't want anybody to talk about Big Gate here. Okay,
okay,
so
okay,
let's just focus on our struggle, please. Thank you.
But I actually
okay,
said
Master.
before that we should focus on the topic. Please, if you go outside of the topic, I'm going to mute your mic immediately. Please, go ahead.
Okay, Master. That's what I actually wanted to ask, but I
Thank you.
greet my Prime Minister. Kudos to everything you are doing. We're behind you.
Thank you.
God be
Thank
with
you.
you.
Thank you. Please,
Yeah.
let every other person take correction from this, please. I beg of you. There's a news station I just brought in here. African Newsletters News. African Newsletters News. Please, can you unmute yourself and bring your question to the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile? Please go ahead. African Newsletters. Are you there? Well, also, okay. There's a very popular name I see on the Facebook. I think is this same Anambra son that is always okay. This is a different Anambra son. Anyway, there's one particular Anambra son I see on Twitter. This is not you, but just like I have called you, unmute yourself and bring your question. Anambra son. This Anambra son is also not ready. David, sorry, okay, Chuku Beze, please grab your mic, please.
Thank you, my honorable minister. Greetings, my honorable Prime Minister. Thank you for the work you're doing. You are indeed a blessing to us. And I can remember this is the 5th year, the year of finishing the zoo. As you said it, every word you said, just like our leader, has always been like that. So thank you for that. I just want to say to the zoo, I just want them to understand that right from 2014, everything that has to do with that zoo has now become null and void because the document that holds that zoo, it's over. So right from them, every president, every governor, every so-called illegal senators and representative has all been illegal. They have been forcing us since 2014 to continue to hold that contraption. And also, I want to put it to them that whatever you are doing to our supreme leader, it is called fraud because the foundation which you people brought him there is illegal, and therefore you cannot try legality on top of illegal acts. So the zoo should get that straight. And now my question to my Prime Minister is, my honorable Prime Minister, why do you think that after everything that has been done to our leader, after all the kangaroo court and everything, the same Supreme Judge that has been illegal right from 2014 because that document expired is now directing them to negotiate with our leader? Why do you think that? Thank you.